I just got out of a meeting with the CEO of a mid-sized precision manufacturing company. His job is to fix the company. We spent a lot of time discussing the people who report to him and if it's possible to create a team. What a great question. Coach is going to bring some insight to you today on the conversations that go on about you. Star Power begins now. So when the CEO started his career, he was hired into a large corporate environment and put into a pool of about 200 other people who were hard-charging individuals just like him. And his career has gone very well for him. And now he's been out running other companies, and he said he's finally realized there are two groups of people out there. There's one group of people who worry about growing their career. There's another group that worries about keeping their job. Now, those are very different kind of people with very different motivations in life. And we went through his current staff, and a number of them are hard-charging people who still have something to prove in their work life, and they want to grow and eventually take over the company from the CEO. Now, that brings pressure on how do we build a team? How do you build a team when people are competing against each other? So I've mentioned Thomas Kilmann before in the past. Thomas Kilmann are a couple of researchers that studied conflict. And in their research, they would say that conflict tends to show itself between two sort of opposing thoughts. One thought is about creating value. The other thought's about claiming value. Creating value means we're going to grow the pie. We're going to grow the pie so that everybody gets something out of it. Claiming value means the pie is a fixed shape and we're all fighting for our portion of the pie. Now, those create very different outcomes, especially in a management team. If there's a group of people who say, oh my goodness, there's only one CEO slot and there's 8 of us here, they're going to try to compete with each other and outperform each other and not encourage and support the other person because they're all vying for one slot at the top of the pyramid. Well, it's hard to build a team when everybody's in compete mode. So the question is, how do we take a group of people and change the interactions with them? How do we appreciate the fact that people want to grow in their career, yet they have to understand there's a greater good that needs to be pursued? So that brings the question to you today. How will you work with others? How do you want to be seen at work? How do you want to get along with people? How do you want to get along with people in your family? These are basic social questions. I'm working with a board of directors right now, and it's fascinating to watch what's happened in this group of highly achieved people. We have misaligned agendas. One people want to go path A, one other group of people want to go path B. Another group of people just wants everything to stay exactly as it is today. Well, that process has ended up destroying value. This group of people they only have so many hours in a week that they're going to devote to the work of this organization. And what's happened is there is so much conflict now because of conflicting agendas. All of their time is spent claiming value. And it is sad to watch. It's so sad that it's a group of people that you'd claim really aren't investable until they get all of these other issues worked out. But what could they all agree on? Well, they could all agree on delivering a great customer experience. They could all agree on delivering social good. They could all agree on continuous improvement. Or what is quality about? Or what is safety about? Topics that everybody should be able to find common ground on and work towards that. So let's go back to last week's discussion of attitude. Attitude, how I position myself. So how do you want to be perceived? Do you want to be perceived as a person who's claiming value, who's fighting for the scraps in the group? Or do you want to be seen as a person who's creating value, who's growing the pie so that everybody can grow and win together? That's what I believe we should be striving for. So I was talking with another CEO this week, great person, and the comment was, has a person on the staff who's been with the company, 13 some years or more, and they're just unhappy. They complain, they grouse, They drag their feet. They have a sullen attitude. They're unpleasant to be around. Other people become unpleasant when they're around them. They engage in recreational complaining. And he finally pulled this person into his office and said, "Hey, this just doesn't appear healthy. What I want you to do is go home tonight and write a list of all the ways the company has cheated you or harmed you." Well, the person did. They came back the next day with a page full of items. Took the page, looked at it, crumpled it up and threw it out and said, "Look, that's all in the past. Now what I'd like you to do is go home and write a list of all the good things that have come to you through your time working here." And the person went and did that. Came back with another long list. He said, "Okay, what we're going to do is focus on creating more of all these good things here. We want more of what's working. We don't want to focus on everything that's not working. Let's focus on what is working and get more of that." And guess what happened? All of a sudden, her time at work started to turn around. That's what I want for all of you. Let's not claim value and grouse about what I'm not getting. Let's help grow the pie so that everybody gets what they want out of it. So how do you focus on creating value? Well, let's start by helping others achieve their goals. Invest yourself in other people. You create value by focusing on customers or helping grow the business. You share ideas. You don't walk past trash. You help solve problems. You know that phrase, chance favors the prepared mind? Well, I suppose it's more accurately stated, prepared people are ready when opportunity appears. These are our days. I'm Coach Davis.